If a man is right, then his world will be right. That's the first lesson that we're jumping into. I'm going to tell you a quick story of a pastor who had to put together a sermon for his Sunday service. His wife was away visiting family, and he's got his little kid, his young son, and his son, I don't know, maybe 7 years old. So his son's running around, and the pastor's trying to put this sermon together, but he can't focus because his son's being a little boy all over the place. So the pastor gets this idea to take this picture out of this magazine, and it was a picture of a map of the world. So he takes this picture out, he cuts it into these little puzzle pieces, and his intention, the pastor, is that he's going to give these puzzle pieces to his young son, and his son is going to spend hours trying to put this puzzle of the world together. So he gives the pieces to his son, sends him off, says, "Son, I'll give you a prize if you can put this whole thing together." Pastor's thinking, I've got hours, I'm going to go do this sermon, and then we can go ahead and have a great Sunday service. His son comes back like 10 minutes later with the puzzle of the world complete. Pastor's looking at it like, how did you get this done so quickly? The son looks at the dad, he says, "It was easy, Dad." On the other side of the picture of the map of the world was a picture of a man. So I just took those pictures of the man and put them all together, flipped it over, and the world was right. Then the pastor had his sermon. If a man is right, his world will be right. The very first thing that I do every single day to maintain a positive mindset is that I practice gratitude. I actively practice gratitude daily. I write down 3 to 5 things every morning that I'm grateful for, and it just allows me to put things into perspective instantly. So if things aren't going my way throughout the day, I can always reference that list of things that I'm grateful for, and it just, again, instant perspective. I can go about my business. The next thing that I do every single day to keep a positive mindset is that I focus on best possible outcomes. I'm always asking myself, what's the best thing that can happen? That allows me to stay in a frequency of abundance, which is something that you definitely want to do. You don't want to be one of those people that's always thinking less than a 10. I get asked a question every once in a while on a scale from 1 to 10, how do you feel about X? I will always respond with 10. To do anything less is inducing limiting beliefs. So always think in best possible outcomes. The third thing that I do every single day to maintain a positive mindset is that I avoid comparison. I've read that comparison is the thief of all joy, and I totally agree with that statement. I do my best to limit the news. I do my best also to limit my social media scrolling. I've completely eliminated Facebook from the equation, and it's really just an exercise in time management. Oftentimes, comparison comes from consuming. So if you ignore the subject and just focus on building you and building your world, comparison becomes a non-factor. So avoid comparison at all costs. It is totally unhealthy. So the next thing that I do to maintain a positive mindset, I do this every day, is that I remember where I came from and I remember where I was when I first started. If I were to go back and tell myself, 6 months ago, hey, you're going to be doing this at this point of time on this date, I wouldn't believe it. So think about how many victories you've accomplished and then take it back to the start of where you were before that victory was accomplished, way before. You couldn't even imagine it happening. So use that perspective to go back and be like, yo, I've come a long way and I'm going to keep going because I didn't make it this far just to make it this far. The fifth thing that I do every single day to maintain a positive mindset is that I intentionally practice enthusiasm. The difference between nice and genuine is that nice people, sometimes they have to mask that. I've been a nice guy. I've been a very nice guy. And a lot of the time when I was nice, it was like a facade. I was faking it. To fake it till you make it, but you never want to fake it till you make it. And I learned over time to work on my enthusiasm and build my enthusiasm. And true enthusiasm comes from within. It comes from the heart. And that's where you become genuine, a genuine person. You could be nice, and there's nothing wrong with being nice, But if you work on your enthusiasm, that's going to pull you through times of stress and duress because you're enthused, you're anticipating the future, you're not looking to the future with anxiety, okay? It's always about anticipation, and that's what enthusiasm is. It's anticipation of life and appreciation and gratitude of life. It's an inner excitement that's tempered, and it comes across by how you interact with others. Enthusiasm is a huge key to success and also having a positive mental mindset. If you're getting any value out of this video, please share, subscribe, like. We're doing new episodes every single Friday here on The Art of Being Freed, where we are building positive mindsets. This is your #1 source for good energy. With that, let's finish this video. The sixth thing that I do every single day to maintain a positive mindset is that I actively work on my mental and physical health. This is something that you don't want to leave to chance. Like, ultimately, I know that I'm responsible for how I feel and how I go about life. And oftentimes in my past, I would wait for external resources to come and motivate me or inspire me to get going. You don't want to wait for that. Like, this is an amazing opportunity to take control of your mental state, of your physical fitness. Like, we control it. We have the dignity of choice as humans every day to change up how we approach building our lifestyles. My wife and I, we always talk about building our own economy and not really getting too caught up in what's going on in the world. We know that it's out there, but again, if a man is right, his world will be right. So physical, mental health is something I actively work on, getting in the gym often, 5 times a week actually, reading something nice often. I really want to consume things that are going to make me feel good about life and build my self-esteem. This way, I don't get caught up in everything that's going on out there because I've cultured myself to the point to where I'm confident enough to know that there's so much more to gain, so much more to learn. I'm always seeking new wisdom. So actively working on mental and physical health is something that you must do if you want to maintain a healthy mental mindset. I truly believe that at the beginning of this video, if a man is right, his world will be right. Like, that's one of the best messages that I could give you from this video. The biggest takeaway is to just work on building your world around you. And it usually starts with yourself. It starts here. So I know people who have lots of issues with, roommates or co-workers, and the issues follow them from place to place, and then come to find out that they're actually the issue. It's not the people that they're around, it's them. So it really starts with how you approach your day. Do you practice gratitude? Are you avoiding comparison? Are you seeking victories daily, or are you seeking conflict? The choice is ultimately yours. And it took me a long time to learn this lesson, because I would blame, if things didn't go my way, I would blame. I'd place blame. It's because of this, it's because of that. And that was a mindset that I had to overcome. So really look at these 6 things as a way to push you to the next level when it comes to living a more fulfilled life. Because if you're right and you're righteous, you're going to move different, and you're going to attract more opportunities, better opportunities for you, and your world will start to come together in a way that you could never imagine. So if you like this video, I'm going to ask you to share with your people, subscribe, certainly like it. The Art of Being Freed, new episodes every single Friday. We're dropping daily motivational videos on Instagram at Freed Podcast. And you can also follow at Call Center TV to check out art like the art that's behind me here. Go ahead and watch this next video about being persistent, because persistence always wins. And then we've got a daily playlist you can check out as well if you just want to get some quick 60-second motivational bumps to your day. Till next Friday, this is your boy Freed with The Art of Being Freed. Peace.